What's going on, guys? We are back the next morning after just pulling the motor out. I'm just going to give you a little rundown. I kind of did a couple things and did some figuring out already this morning, so here's my update. And we're going to do some more in detail stuff today, so here we go. Pretty much got everything out and separated. Motor sitting on its own, leaking some antifreeze, but sitting on its own over here. Subframe is attached. This is just for like storage, it's just a little easier, so I don't have to have multiple things sitting up on, you know, all these jack stands and stuff, so I found a little like wood pallet to stick the motor on for now. That's probably going to stay there for at least a week or two, chilling in this spot. Probably going to have to cover it up with a tarp and see if I get a buyer for any of this stuff. If you guys are interested in a motor, just hit 160,000 miles, might need a rebuild, but it actually runs perfectly fine. Started every single time, no matter what. Never had any sort of issues. I took care of it, changed the oil, you know, as much as a normal person would every 3,000 miles or like, you know, 3 months. For me, I barely drove this car, so I pretty much changed the oil every 6 months and have maybe drove it 1,000 miles in the past 2 years, if that even. Like this summer I took it out maybe if 10 times. So today's job, we're gonna get this thing pretty much ready to go into the car. There are some subtle differences that I have noticed so far with this. One being the shifter linkages need to be switched out with the Speed3 ones, since the transmissions are completely different on these cars. I mean, if you look at how big that one is right there, and then take a look at this tiny little thing here, there's a huge difference. Where the shifter actually mounts up is all the way back here on this one, and on the Speed3 trans it's all the way up here, so much different style as far as that goes. So yeah, there's like I said, quite a few things to go through, but the first one being the shifter linkages need to come out of this car and be swapped with the other ones. And there is only a couple things holding it in. There's that 10 mil right there that's holding these lines to the chassis, and then I had to find out where they went in, and you can disconnect them. You can see that there's definitely some bolts holding it in from the inside. So originally I thought, well, maybe I'll have to go in here through the tunnel and get it, but you actually go ahead, take these kick plates off, and just back here there is a bolt actually. Just in there, you could get an open-ended wrench right in there and pop that guy out. So there's one on each side. You gotta take both kick panels off, and you should be able to take that right off. And then we move into here, and I gotta take these cups off, and hopefully everything just slides through without any sort of issue. I think this might be too big, so I don't know how I'm gonna take this off. There's clearly a clip of some sort. Clearly a clip of some sort right here that might be able to detach from. We'll find out pretty soon. I'm pretty sure as well, like, this whole shifter assembly has to come out, because this is for a 5-speed, so maybe it won't have the same motion movement and like the reverse lockout or anything like that. So that's definitely needed.
Kanye, I'm like, no, it's not. And it turns out it was.
No way.
So like, we literally just took a street and like, yo, it's Kanye, you know. And we just parked the bikes up on the street and we're like, yo, like, dude, I was like this far from him.
From Kanye West?
Yeah, just on like 83rd or something, wherever his house used to be, yeah.
Good job.
Look, I got it right here.
You took a picture of him?
I got a video of him. Look, he's right there, what?
Oh, you got his phone.
guys, just wanted to give an update on what we have finished for the day. Subframe is in, bolted up. I did bust a couple bolts while I was underneath there, and there are two of these smaller ones that you see. If I can get the camera to focus, the one at the bottom there. That smaller one is one of four that holds in the back two subframe bolts. There's like a little ring holder that the bolt goes through, and then the two bolts tie into the chassis behind it. So those two bolts on each side, three of the four stripped and broke off inside. So we had to re-drill and tap those holes with the tap set. That took the majority of the day, but that's all taken care of. I just need to go and get some bolts now for that. So also, I was able to get the shifting linkage out, and that was not too hard of a process. Again, you have to take the two kick panels off on each side of the tunnel, and then you actually do have to take off just about everything except for I did take one extra piece off that I didn't need to. I gotta find it in here. I don't know where it went. Well, anyways, there's one extra piece that I didn't need to take off, so you really just need to take out the cup holders. I think it was this thing. Here we go. Yeah. I did not need to take this out, I don't think. It was fairly easy. You just needed to pull the whole shifter assembly out. It's these four bolts on the sides there, and then this kind of lifts up, and those are the two that you're going to get with taking the kick panel off that you could see from the front on the firewall, and it all just slides through. You put one piece through at a time, and they slip through that little hole in the front. So I just got to repeat the process on the MazdaSpeed3. Take these out. You can clearly tell they're like much longer. They go out way farther than the other ones do, so I'm glad I caught this now and not when there's a huge engine in the way. And that's where we're gonna stop for today, guys. It's been a long day. A lot of stuff's been done. Two engines sitting out of the cars. I'm probably gonna end up trying to strip and repaint the little bit of rust down here. I'm not talking about repainting this whole thing, but like just kind of cleaning it up. I might go and wash the engine bay off camera tonight if I'm feeling a little energetic. But besides that, thank you guys for sticking through with the channel. I've been working really hard lately trying to get this done for you guys and for myself. It's been a long time this summer, and the weather's just absolutely beautiful for the next couple weeks, and I'm gonna push as hard as I can. I also did notice that I do need to buy top motor mounts, not the rear motor mounted to all the two side motor mounts. At least the passenger side one for sure. That one literally blew out as I pulled the engine out of the car, so oh well. We'll have to get a nice new one. Probably pretty expensive, so I'll have to get some money for that, but hopefully we get this thing done soon, guys. I'll catch you later. Hope you have a good day. Peace.